Today, on Be Something Wonderful, the simplest breakdown of the law of assumption you'll ever need. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, good morning and welcome back to the studios of Be Something Wonderful. The question came up, Tom, can you just break down the law of assumption in the simplest terms? In this person, there was a big discussion around, I don't seem to manifest and create what I want. And we had that discussion that, remember, you don't manifest and create necessarily what you want. You manifest and create and experience who and what you are conscious of being. Or in other words, who and what you assume you are. You manifest and create who you are, who you're being. And we talked about those ideas, and they had questions around, well, if thoughts and feelings are things and they create reality, and fears create reality, well, I don't always manifest what I fear. I don't always manifest what I think. And we had all of these ideas. All of those things came up, and there was a pretty big discussion around it. But today I just want to kind of summarize this idea of Neville Goddard's law of assumption, right? That essentially you experience as your life experience what you assume and expect to experience based on who and what you're conscious of being, based on your identity, your concept of self. And in yesterday's video, we really broke this idea down that you are all identities, that there's no one concept of you that's necessarily incomplete. They're just all parts of all that you are that absolute supreme being that exists in all realities. In other words, what we talked about yesterday is you're not here to fix any one expression or identity or self-concept of who you are. You're here to know that you're all of them, and you're shifting identities and self-concepts in every minute, and you get to choose. That you're not just one. You're the sum total, the superimposed version of all of those identities. None of them are incomplete or wrong. They're just a perspective, an experience, a vantage point of who you are. So remember, the ancients revealed the simple secret to the law of assumption. And when I talk about the ancients and when I talk about scripture, where I do a lot of my teachings based on that, I'm not talking about religion or anything like that. I'm talking about the metaphysical interpretation of scripture, the metaphysical idea of what the ancients were pointing to. And so how do you create and manifest your own reality, right? Well, remember, there's in scripture in John 8:58, I've used this in many other videos. Before Abraham, I am. Before Abraham, there's just the great I am. Existence itself, life itself, the all. What in the Old Testament they call the Lord or the law. It's the absolute existence of reality. It's the absolute isness. Before Abraham, even before is just an idea. There's just no before, there's no after. Before there was a before and after. Before there was a beginning and ending, beginnings and endings. Before there was anything, there's just that pure knowing as existence itself that's always existed. Non-existence, by definition, as Bashar would say, doesn't exist. There's just life. It's before any manifested experience, before any thought, feeling, or emotion, before any past, present, or future experience, before any other law or rule, there's I am. The ultimate law, the Lord, the law of existence, the law of that isness. It just is. It's absolute, right? That one source, that one creative substance that we refer to as God or the universe or all that is, whatever you want to call that. And Scripture begins like that. It says, in the beginning. In the beginning what? In the beginning, God. In the beginning, I am, the great I am. That's it. There was no other, there's no beginning, there's no ending, just in the beginning, right? It's all a concession to your understanding. In the beginning, now in the New Testament, remember, Jesus brings the love to the law, right? The idea that existence is love. And that's the idea of the New Testament. Jesus as that love, as that pure joy and gratitude and love that you are. In the beginning was the Word. What's the Word? I am. The great I am, the name of God forever and ever. The one creative substance, the one creative source, the isness of the reality. In the beginning was the Word. And the Word was with God. That idea that substance was with God, that idea that isness of reality is God and was God, that there's nothing else outside of it. That's the I am. That's your creative substance. That's the source, supply, and substance of all that you are. That's why the ancients said in the Old Testament, I am the Lord, or in other words, the law, when it's in all capital letters, meaning the law. There is no other. Besides me, there's no God. Besides me, there's no reality. I am the absolute reality. I am the law. I am life. I am the isness of reality. I am the only knowing, consciousness, awareness. I am all of it. You are that source, substance, and supply of your entire life experience. There is no other. Every time you use that word I am, as Seth, the non-physical presence that Jane Roberts channeled in the 1970s and early 80s, he said this: you create your own reality. There's no other rule. There's no other law. You make the rules. You decide what that's going to be. Right? This is power. This is to empower you. Right? Not to. Some of you look at it as, oh, I'm being blamed for what I've created. That's a idea of your horizontal, linear, limited experience that you feel like you're getting blamed. You're creating that blame. You're creating that guilt. You're creating that experience. No, you are that I am. You are God and there is no other. You are source and there is no other. You use the words I am. There's only one I am. There are infinite perspectives and experiences of it, but there's only one. You create your reality out of yourself. Out of yourself. I am is reality, so you create your experience of that I amness. Out of yourself. It's consciousness being conscious of itself. It's awareness being aware of itself. But how do you do that? How do you consciously do that? Through your assumptions. The assumptions of who you are. The assumptions you have of your world, of others. It's all you. That's what we're talking about. And I presented this. We talked about the levels of creation, which I've talked about in other videos. There's a playlist, I believe, on this. And we talked about it in levels, right? To show where does the law of assumption fit in, right? And so remember, you have the highest level of existence, which is existence itself. It's isness. It's the all. It's what's referred to as the great I am. What Scripture calls the Father, or the kingdom, or ultimate reality, or the Lord, or the law of that one isness of reality, of that one life. Right? Then you have the Son, born of that isness, born of that existence. It's now existence, the great I am, knowing itself in expression as the Son, right? The perfect expression of that one perfect reality, that one ultimate reality, all that is. So the all becomes all that is. In other words, the all, there's nothing outside of it. And all that is now all potential forms, all potential identities, all possibilities exist. This is all power. This is infinite power to create anything. This is all reality. This is reality in expression. It's the beingness of reality. Aware, I am being aware of itself as I am, right? It's the Son of God, the one universal divine mind, right? That knowing as the divine mind, as one mind made up of infinite, finite experiences of that one divine mind that you call your mind and others' minds. Those are finite experiences within that one divine mind. But there's only one mind. But within it, there are infinite perspectives, infinite finite experiences, or what you might call the finite or physical mind. And then you have level 5, the I am identity. This is what's referred to in Scripture as the Son of Man. Jesus was referred as both the Son of God and the Son of Man. It's that perfect I am awareness. It's the expression of that as an identity. And there are infinite, perfect, individualized expressions within that one mind. You, me, and others are those I am identities, right? Beyond the physical personality of I am Tom, or I am Jody, or I am Mary, or I am Bob. It's beyond that. It's the perfect expression. It's, when I described it in yesterday's video, it's those infinite identities that we've talked about. It's the superimposed total, the totality of all that you are, all those expressions. You as that core essence or center of the divine mind. You as a finite, have an experience as a finite mind, but as that center of that divine mind. A core essence. Without you, all that is not all that is. Without you existing as who you are right now, even as you look at the physical things that are going around you, even when things look desperate or not going your way, all that is doesn't exist without you. You are all that is. There's nothing outside of you. Without you, all that is doesn't exist. Without you, God doesn't exist. You are that one identity, the Son of Man. That's why the powerful question that I've used that comes up in Scripture in Matthew 16:13, Jesus as that I am awareness, as both the perfect expression of that awareness and the perfect expression of that isness of reality, and the perfect expression of that I am awareness, that I am identity. Jesus Christ, the I am identity, the infinite, perfect, individualized expression as the Son of Man, asked his disciples, who do men say that I, the Son of Man, am? This is a level 5, right? As the Son of Man and the Son of God, who do you say you are? That's where the law of assumption comes into play. It's level 4, your perfect I am identity. That's always perfect. No matter what you identify with, what identity that you shift to. Remember, you're shifting identities and realities at every moment. They're all perfect expressions of that perfect awareness that you are. Not one of them is imperfect. The manifested experiences look imperfect, right? The thoughts and feelings look imperfect, but I am. But I am that perfect expression. Your perfect I am identity in expression through your assumptions. What are assumptions? Tom, aren't they just thoughts? It's beyond thought. It's a knowing. It's knowing yourself. Think of this, right? Thoughts are a manifestation. Thoughts and feelings are just manifestations within that awareness. The assumption comes from that knowing. It comes from that deep conviction of your existence as I am, when you use those words, I am. So an assumption is your conscious concept of deciding I'm an expression of that infinite consciousness, that infinite awareness. Your perfect I am identity and expression through your assumptions or concepts of self. That's where the idea of self-concept comes from. But none of them are imperfect. None of them need to be fixed or changed. And you're always just choosing. And every moment, you hear this, you're a new self-concept. You're a new being, totally. Past, present, and future, you'll completely have a clean slate. Every moment, you're shifting realities and identities. The law of assumption makes you the operant power. Gives you you give direction to that multidimensional being that you are. You're giving direction. You're talking to all of you, all versions of you, and saying, okay, to all versions of who you are. This is who I'm going to identify with now as that superimposed version, but I know I'm not limited by it. It's an experience. It's an expression of that infinite being that I am. And then you have level 3 are the thoughts. Level 2 are the feelings. Level 1 is your physical manifested experience. Those are all taking place within that. That's the answer to why not every thought manifests or not every feeling. Because those are manifestations. Those are changing forms within that identity that you are. It's that conviction and assumption of who you are. Yes, it's a thought, because remember, thoughts and feelings are how we have our physical experience. We have our unseen physical experience of thoughts and feelings and our seen physical experience. But they're just experiences within the awareness of all that you are. It's the knowing. In the beginning was the Word. It's the Word. It's the substance of I am. That creates. That's the supply and substance that creates and manifests reality. The thoughts and feelings are an experience through that, the experience of that. Yes, they give you a sense that they're creating that, but there's something behind all of that, and that's you. You. Even as you feel boxed in and limited by that physical experience, you are not. It's changing in every moment. You see the dotted lines here? It looks solid, but it's changing in every moment. In every moment, think of this. You're changing who you were and who you will be, because you're all of it in this moment. Because who you really are, level 7 and 6, never changes. You are all that is. You are God, there is no other. It's when we get down here, when we really make it solid and immovable, and we go, me, poor me, it's me, I don't know what to do with me. This was me in the past, this is going to be me in the future, this is me right now struggling with all of it. But none of that's true, it's all changing right now by your assumptions. Assumptions are your operant conscious power to direct that substance, that source, that supply that you are, to put demand on that inexhaustible supply of all that is, or all that you are. So that's powerful. And then his disciples answer when Jesus asks, Jesus, as the Son of God and the Son of Man, who do men say that I, the Son of Man, am? Well, the disciples answer. Some say John the Baptist, some Elijah, others Jeremiah, or one of the prophets. In other words, changing temporary thoughts and feelings, or what we call emotions, manifested appearances, memories, or mental images of who we were. They're going to all that. They're saying all this down here, the thoughts and the feelings and the memories and who we thought we were. That's what that idea represents when they're talking about Elijah and John the Baptist. But you're not any of those things. Those are experiences, right? And remember, when we talk about emotion true emotion is source. It's one emotion, one reality, one energy. Remember, it's all a concession to the idea. You're one energy, you're one emotion, experiencing that from infinite viewpoints and vantage points that we start labeling those as feelings or emotions. But they're just different perspectives of all that you are, that one emotion of love, that one emotion of joy or gratitude, that peace that passes all understanding. That even in your moments of the most frustration or anger or grief, you have this sense that there's something underneath all of that that's got you. I get a tingle when I say that. That's holding you, that's saying, I love you, that you are love, that nothing can harm you, nothing can hurt you, nothing can affect you. You are invincible. You are all that is. You are forevermore. You're an eternal being. Right? You're beyond all that, right? So Jesus pushes back. But, okay, but those are temporary thoughts and feelings. Those are temporary emotions. Those are memories of who you believe you were. Right? You're remembering it wrong. There's manifestation. Who do you say that I am? Who do you assume that you are? Not all of this that's going on there, not the circus. Who do you say they are? Not the messy middle. Who do you say you are? And then Peter answers, Simon Peter answers, you're the Christ, the Son of the living God. You're all that is. You're that awareness. You're the center of that one divine mind. You're one with that great source. That's who you really are. That's the whole basis of the law of assumption. That's the simplest breakdown of the law of assumption you'll ever need, but we have other breakdowns. As you guys know, we have lots of breakdowns. Go through the videos, enjoy them. Don't look at it to try to manifest something. You can have whatever you want. You are reality. It's all yours. The kingdom is yours. I am your host, Tom Kearin. And this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, thank you. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for liking and sharing and commenting on the videos. Thank you for being part of our Facebook group, the Be Something Wonderful Ambassadors, at facebook.com/groups/Be Something Wonderful. For joining us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kearin, anywhere on social media at either Tom Kearin or Be Something Wonderful, and for being part of the membership channel. We have announced our next live stream. It's December 22nd at 12 noon Pacific time on Sunday. Some of you have been requesting that, our friends in Australia and other parts of the world. So we'll do it. We'll try it. Why not? And I hear you. I always hear you. Just like our I Am Awareness always hears you, right? So be sure to join us on the live stream. It's going to be fun. You can continue to send questions to info@besomethingwonderful.com or just ask them on the live event. I'll answer them right there. We're going to have more. We have another video for the membership channel. I'm going to be doing a little bit of traveling, so there might be a few hours in between that, but we're going to get to it, guys, with great love, with great light and infinite gratitude. This is Tom Kearin here in the studios of Be Something Wonderful. Until next time. We'll see you soon.